from the 37th parallel on America's haunted highway, it's Pixelated Paranormal, your guide to the unusual and the strange.
Mater, if that's what you were going for.
Live from Radiator Springs.
Get her done. Hi, it's
Cow.
me, Mater. No, that's terrible. That's a terrible Mater.
And
What is
we
happening?
just lost all of our viewers.
We didn't have
Crickets.
any. What are you talking
Losing
about?
3 people's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Oh.
No, we're talking to the VOD people now.
Hello and welcome to D&D. We got Ghost of Saltmarsh going on again tonight. Hey guys, I'm proud of us. We've hit several games in a row now. I feel like we're back into a stride. Yeah, this is our Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign. And I'm going to introduce our players. This week we're going to start out with let's throw a wrench in the plan. Let's go with somebody different first. Let's go with Nora Vale or Kiz.
Hi, I'm Kiz. I played Nora Vale. She's a gunslinger with one gun and a cool little dragon.
All right. Then we got Garbanzo or Chris.
Hello, I play the Trash Goblin. I pick up gold and harbor teeth.
Excellent. Then we've got Jordan playing Bubbo.
Hello, and welcome to the party. Playing Bubbo, a Swarmkeeper Ranger. Alan, dude. Happy to have you all along.
Then we have our fearless captain of the ship, Krathi, played by Sean, or just Krathi.
Ahoy, all you sea spirits and salty sailors, you merfolk and mermaids, you leviathans and lionfish, you pirates and plunderers and whatever else floats your boat. I'm Captain Karathi.
How long you been working on that one?
That was great.
Oh, I just came up with it.
Oh, damn.
Right off the cuff.
Not right off the cuff, but I prepared it today.
Then we got Lucas playing Slade.
Hello, I'm Lucas. I play a glass cannon. It's a fun time.
We have Joe playing Elias.
Well, howdy. I am got some occult mysteries to unlock, and I don't think I've made much progress.
All right. And then last but not least, we got Preston playing Tack.
What's up, all you cool ghosts and goblins, you crocodoons and crocodingos, skeletors, skeletons, witchers and witches, and whatever else you want to be. I like, it warms my heart that I've influenced the younger generation, and Sean just fucking nailed that intro.
Who?
Krathi. Sean.
The captain, correct.
Yeah. It was so good that I'm probably going to fire the other Sean, and, we're going to have a couple new faces for the Pixelated Paranormal podcast.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right.
What's the best ghost story?
Do what?
I'll ask Krathi what his best ghost story is.
Oh.
His new host.
Well, you gotta give me some claw wine first.
We can work on it.
All right. When we last left off, you guys had escaped the spider ship of disintegration and made your way out from the giant squid destroying the ship, large tentacles reaching out to grab at you and break the ship apart. And you returned all the pack of deeds to Albrecht. And he paid you guys 10,000 gold, and also told you a little bit about a place where you might be able to find an apparatus of Qualish, deep in the Great Barrier Peaks. or the barrier peaks. I guess they're not great yet. They're just the barrier peaks.
All right.
All right.
Okay, barrier peaks.
All right. And you guys find yourself back in Saltmarsh. You do know that it's probably going to be pretty easy to get yourself to Krylar. But once you hit Krylar, the river kind of gets a little less navigatable by larger ships. So you'll have to find you a flat bottom boat, because flat bottom boats make the river go round. Get it?
All right, Freddie Mercury, calm down.
Yeah. Oh boy. I
Okay.
can't Huh?
Nothing. Continue.
Was there anything that you guys were going to plan to do before you headed out?
I would like to do some shopping real quick if possible.
All right. What would you like to buy?
At least one. Ideally 3 pearls worth 100 gold, if possible. If that's a thing I can get here.
I'm sure you could find that pretty easily here in Saltmarsh.
And then something to make me a little less squishy, please.
Concrete.
You're talking about some kind of armor?
Yes.
What kind of armor are you looking for?
Let's
see here.
Probably some kind of medium armor, anything special. If there's anything. But if it's just simple stuff, that too.
Oh shit.
Hey, real quick, Rob, while you're looking up that armor, I got a question. There's probably not an easy way to do this because I'm gonna probably have to know the stats. So as a druid, if I decide like I want to fucking wild shape into like a like a brown bear or whatever it is, in the D&D Beyond app, there's not a way to actually pull up those stats. Like I just have to know that shit off the top of my head.
Actually, I think I can add.
If you have access to the monster manual, you can find them.
Yeah, well, because I think don't druids now in 2024 don't they have like just a stat block that they use for everything that they turn into now?
Pretty sure they do, yeah. Or like a flying, swimming, terrestrial stat block, I think.
Yeah. I think. Let me see here. I should have told me something about this earlier, Preston.
Sorry, I just now I was thinking about that last game session. It's like, how can I get like multiple attacks in a row? Because I missed that about my ranger, and I was reading online. They're like, yeah, dude, fucking wild shape into a bear because you get like 2 attacks.
Well, again, 2024 rules are a little different. I don't know if that stat block has multiple attacks. Was there a certain type of armor that you were looking for, Lucas?
Nothing really special. Just anything that someone might have just to give me a little bit more protection.
What are you wearing now? Do you have anything?
What are you wearing?
Now I just have simple leather armor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can get better than that.
Complicated leather armor incoming.
I'm trying to figure out. Okay.
Because I
yes.
I don't know if anybody remembers, but I went down 3 times in the last 2 sessions.
Yeah. If you you could get medium armors that are available would be like hide armor, chain shirt, a scale mail, a breastplate. I don't think there'd be half plate armor, at least not here in Saltmarsh, not readily available. but all of those also give you a max of 2 in your Dex modifier. So I don't know what your Dex is now. Your Dex modifier.
I have a +1, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
fine.
So so maybe that's weird. Okay. If you bought scale mail, you would get that would give you 14 plus Dex modifier of 2 or a max of 2, but it gives you disadvantage on stealth. Or you could take a breastplate, which gives you the same, but you don't have the disadvantage on stealth for 400.
I'll hit a breastplate. That's fine.
Okay. You want to go ahead and add that to your character sheet? I think you know how to do all that.
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, everyone.
No, that's okay. That's what we got to do here. I'm trying to figure out Preston's issue.
Okay, so the druid changes are you have known forms now. The like beast of land, beast of sky, beast of sea, that's for ranger companions, not for druids.
Gotcha.
So since you're a level 5 druid, you have 6 known forms. Your max CR is 1/2, and you cannot have a fly speed. So you just need to know 6 creatures you can turn into, and then Rob can get you those stats, or even I could get them for you. But
Yeah, you can put him right on his character sheet under extras, probably.
I assume so.
So what 6 animals are you looking at, Preston? And what's the hold on. Let me find here. Wild shape. Down.
I mean, if I could do it like an owlbear, that'd be pretty fucking cool.
Let's find out.
I don't know if you can do owlbears. Can you do owlbears now? I know the movie did owlbears, but I think that was
If an owlbear's a beast, then yeah. Let's find out.
Yeah, are owlbears beasts now? Are they still
Owlbear.
owlbears?
Owlbear is a monstrosity.
Yeah, so you can't be an owlbear.
Ugh. What about like?
Preston's like, I never get to do anything fun.
You never get to do anything. What about those giant fucking spiders? Is that a possibility?
Max CR is half.
Definitely a brown bear. We'll do brown bear.
Giant spider's too strong, but at level 8 you can.
Okay.
Let me see here.
If you just want to like DM me stuff, I can double check if we want to continue with the game instead of. I can be your second DM.
If you I was trying to bring up the D&D Beyond listings for beasts.
Yeah, I'll provide Preston with a list of everything he can be.
Okay.
Are you sending that on Discord?
Yeah. Just give me a second.
Okay.
All right. So I think you guys said you weren't interested in taking your own boat up to Krylar. You were going to try to find a ship to get you to Krylar. You don't, Krathi. You kind of know the ships around here. What's a good ship name? Give me a good ship name. He's like, damn it, I'm trying to solve Preston's problems. I can't solve yours too.
Well, Sean from the other game says titty fart.
What'd you say, Krathi?
I said names are the worst.
The worst they are.
What
wait, you
about
know what?
The Mud Skipper.
The Mud Skipper. All right. And you were able to get on this ship free thanks to the faithful quartermaster of Ayuz. She was sending some goods up to Krylar. So she booked you guys passage on this ship. And yeah, it's a pretty uneventful. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's about a 5.5 day journey by ship upstream. And you find yourself in Krylar. And Krylar itself is a good-sized city in King Keeland. I had some information about Krylar and I have lost it. Where is it? That's not it. All right. So Krylar is pretty much a city at the edge of civilization for the most part. Kind of where the frontier meets the wilderness. You had traveled up the Javan River, and it's situated in the western Sheldamar Valley. As you guys arrive in Krylar, you find yourself in a town. You see, like, there's mostly humans, but there's some halflings, dwarves, and elves. Your typical, typical city in this region. But kind of a little bit of hustle and bustle. There's some barges out front. And you find yourself kind of, as you look around these barges, you see a pretty good sized one. It looks like it's a tall barge, about 3 levels. And with the name of the Upper River Queen. And you see some folks loading up some supplies and stuff. And is there anything that you guys would like to do in Krylor?
Well, I probably would go to try to hire a boat to take us up the stream.
All right.
Rent one or something.
I'm sorry.
Said or like rent or maybe even buy if I have to.
As you kind of like looking around, you see one of the large boat. Kind of you see like a man kind of looking you up and down, and he says, "Hey, stranger, you looking to buy?" No, just kidding. That's a terrible Resident Evil joke. He kind of approaches you and he says, "Hey, you looking for work?"
Not really work. Looking for a boat.
We've got a boat. Where are you headed?
We are headed north on a secret mission to the barrier peaks.
Oh, secret mission, huh?
Yes, very secret.
You shouldn't be talking about it then, right?
That's all you get.
He says, "Well, I'm willing to take on some people here with you if you want to board with us. We're going as far as Hochok. That's as far as you can pretty much get by boat before you hit the dim forest."
Looks up map. Hokok.
Hochok.
I see. Well, that's most of the way. How much for passage?
He says, "How many people you got with you?"
Counts the amount of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With experience on boats already. I'm a captain. We can provide
Nice.
labor.
Okay. Let's see. Hochok. That's a good 2, 3, 4. Another 5 day. How about 10 gold pieces a head? And you help us unload at a few stops along the way.
Seems fair enough.
All right. Well, we'll leave. We'll leave first thing in the morning. Hopefully, your secret mission can wait until then.
We'll be fine.
All right. Next morning arrives. Find yourselves looking at the Upriver Queen. A lot of stuff is loaded on. And you kind of get on and you head on out the river. Let me find my notes here. What the hell happened to my notes? All right. So you guys have pretty much a pretty eventful not eventful. You have a pretty easy day on your first day's journey. What do you do to buy your time on this boat, Slade? What are you doing?
I mean, if nobody needs any help with any kind of taking head, making sure we're running smoothly, I'd probably just be looking at myself in a mirror, kind of studying.
Reading your tattoos?
Yes, sir.
All right. You start kind of so your tattoos. You told me that's your spell book, but also it's kind of like a journal of your life too.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. You start kind of following along, and you kind of start to unravel a little of your mystery of where you came from. How did you find yourself on a spelljamming ship?
This would be a very similar answer to how I found myself where we are now, which is I'm not quite sure. I remember waking up to the face of a giant Santa Claus looking hippo man.
And
And he took
did
me in
you
and
so he took you in, so you didn't like did you like stow away on a ship, or did he hire you?
I definitely stowed away.
Okay. So you find yourself kind of remembering, kind of like you kind of start to read your tattoos there. You start to kind of remember, uh, you remember being loaded up in a crate, loaded and stowed away in the back somewhere. And you hear something kind of rustling around. Well, I know I put that damn box around here somewhere. Has anybody seen my keyboard? My mouse? I'm so angry. And he
We
start
look
all of
for
a sudden
all of 2 minutes.
2 minutes. And he says, maybe it's in this box over here. And you hear something kind of push the box that you're in. And you hear you suddenly see like a metal piece jab between the wood. How old are you about this time, Slade? Because you said you were so you probably would have been
I'm
an
in
adult. You're like at
my
least
early to mid 30s right now, so I'd say I was probably, I don't know, late teens, early 20s.
okay. So yeah, you see this metal thing jab into the box that you're in, kind of probably maybe an inch above your head. How does this make you feel?
On edge for sure.
And suddenly you see, you hear it pop, and it opens up, and you're staring face to
Eldritch
face.
Blast.
You bam! So you set this Eldritch Blast off, and it shoots out of this box and hits this hippo man right in the face, and he goes boom. He hits the ground, and he's like, you see him kind of get up. He starts like, oh, ow, 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 ow! What the? This box blew up on me. And
I'm scrambling. I'm trying to run out of the room we're in to get out to see what any means of escape, if I have any.
So you as you turn right around the corner, you run into a wall of just like slime. As a slime man kind of like is standing in the doorway, you just kind of like run into him, and you kind of like get stuck halfway through him. And he just kind of like looks down at you, and then you feel a tug at your back as Klaus grabs you from behind and pulls you out of him, and you just see this like hole in this man just start to fill back up. What? Why did you hit me in the face? What are you doing on my boat? On my ship?
Self-defense. Squatter's rights.
Squatter's rights? He looks at the plasma man or the slime man, and he's like, what are squatter's rights? And he's like, don't know, Captain. And he's like, duh. He's like, you sit down. And he kicks a bucket over, and it kind of like slides across the floor, and he kind of pushes you down on it. So
I'm
you
sitting.
are you just sitting? Are you stowing away on my boat? Are you here to kill me?
No. Are you expecting somebody to be here to kill you? Are there people trying to kill you?
And the plasma man, the slime man, kind of goes, well, sir, he doesn't look like a clown. It's like he reaches out, and you feel him grab your nose and like tweak it. Do you honk?
No.
He's like, so you're not with them space clowns.
Sir, in all honesty, those two words separate mean a whole lot, but together mean nothing to me.
So, how long have you been out here in the wild space?
I'm sorry, the what?
The wild space. And he like opens up like a porthole on the side of the ship, and you just kind of like he like picks you up and like puts your face to it, and you're just looking out, and you realize you are in the depths of space.
I think Slade passes out.
All right.
I think Slade goes into shock.
All right. And that's what you get so far from your tattoo of trying to remember how you got here. But kind of brings
Before we continue on with anything, Rob, is Sean Swope Santa Claus?
up. No.
Just saying, last time, or that one time when he wasn't with us, that's when Klaus appeared the first time, and now we hear, looking for his keyboard and mouse. I don't know. Have we ever seen Klaus and Sean Swope in the same place at the same time?
True.
That's true.
Klaus seems like he's a giving fellow. Swope is a stingy bastard.
I've known Sean to be a lot of things, but a stingy bastard is not one of them.
I'm sure if you asked him real nice, Preston, he would give you his stingy bastard.
So yeah, that's kind of Lucas a little bit how you kind of met Klaus and kind of gives you some feelings, I guess, as you kind of recall. Like, how did you end up here? Where is Klaus? What happened? That with the tentacles and the black hole.
Sounds like a Friday night.
All right. Joe, what are you doing, Elias, on this ship?
Well, I'll be reading as well, except I'm going to be, I guess, delving deeper into my dad's old journal as more of the words reveal themselves to me. So much so that I now have gills on my neck
Mm-hmm.
that I have to wear a high collar now for. They've been pointing out to me. I can't do anything about my eyes. But I'm not trying to be too much of a freak around people. But obviously that's like priority number one. I have a lot of reading material, though. I have the Yield Prospector's book that, if I've got time, I'll read. I'm trying not to be as seasick as possible.
Well,
I'm trying to stay.
fine.
Well, yeah, it's still a riverboat. Water's water. Yeah, either between my dad's journal and the Secret of Ye Philosopher's Stone that I got from the first adventure.
Oh, okay. First adventure when you guys were at the logging camp?
The haunted house.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, you kind of just start kind of reading your father's journal, and it's almost like you can't focus on anything on here right now. It just seems like it's almost like you start reading the words, and then you start trying to like read between the words. Almost like you could almost feel like there's something that could pull you in, but maybe it's just not the time yet. But as you do, so we're in the boat. So it's a 3-level barge. You guys basically have like you got in the bottom floor. There's some hammocks and stuff. So that's kind of where you guys have to stay. Or not, you don't have to stay there, but where are you reading? Are you in a hammock? Are you out on the dock or out on the deck of the ship? Where would you normally be reading?
Yeah, probably in a hammock in an enclosed space. That way, the less I have to see like the world to move by me, just to avoid getting seasick, and then hopefully a hammock helps me stay stable.
Okay. Mm.
Seasickness comes from the incongruity between your inner ear and the level at which you are like at versus or like moving versus what you observe around you. So if you observe a static environment and your inner ear is moving all around, it will likely lead to more seasickness.
Well, it'd be nice if someone taught that to me.
Nerd.
Bubbo, are you telling him this? Because that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, if you tell me that, then I'm pulling up a lawn chair on the deck. On the riverboat cruise.
Do you follow him out there, Bubbo?
I kind of look out for.
I'll be sleeping. That's what my character does. I'm just in the corner, just in my shell asleep.
I'll just kind of stay near, not too near, not like right next to him, but like across the room, and sort of do something so it's inconspicuous that I'm watching him while he sleeps, but watch him while he sleeps.
Alrighty. Krathi, what do you find yourself doing?
Well, probably whatever I can get my hands on to help pilot the ship and stuff. I'm not one to be sitting idly by.
All right. So do you like to row?
I mean, I will if that's what they need.
He kind of gives you
the best rower they got.
Yeah. So yeah, they set you over the rowing, and they're pretty impressed with your rowing abilities. Yeah. Let's see here, Nora. What are you doing on the boat?
I'm probably gonna look for the person who mans the armor. I know this is, or like the weapons, because I know this is a river boat, but Krathi put me in charge of the weapons on our boat, and I have no clue. So I'm gonna try to spy and learn some stuff. Not spy, but watch.
Okay. So it doesn't look like. Let me bring up the map here, because I don't remember if I remember seeing any weapons on the boat or not, or at least no, like.
Open door operate.
No, there's definitely guards. there's guards, but not mostly like spearmen or bowmen. Yeah. Yeah, there's really no weapons, but you do see a lot of men standing at attention on the deck, with like bows and spears at ready. And as you're kind of like standing on the edge of on the deck, off the starboard side, that's closest to shore. No, wait. Well, because it's a river, there's
both
there's
are equally close.
Yeah. So you kind of start to hear. You don't hear it at first, but you notice some of the men start to look uneasy. Like they all like turn their attention towards the shore. And you hear. So we talked about you also being an orphan. Do you remember anything about your parents at all?
I mean, maybe vaguely, but I don't think Nora would hold those as like true memories. Like probably as a kid she like made up what her parents would be, and that kind of convoluted what it would be or what it could be.
Gotcha. So you're kind of standing outside, kind of looking at watching these men and stuff, and seeing them like their attention all shift, and then suddenly you can hear calling out from the river or from the land off the side. You start to hear that familiar voice in your head, but not in your head. Like somebody's definitely calling your name from the shore in your mother and father's voice. Nora, Nora, is that you? Oh, it's so good to see you, girl. Please, help us, Nora. We need your help. Over here. Help.
So I've heard this voice multiple times.
This is the voice that you know, that you hear in your head when you think of your parents.
Okay, but this is the first time I'm hearing a voice like that.
Yes.
Okay, I'll like look for it and almost kind of call out like, "Hey, I think there's someone on shore."
Nora, help. Stop the boat. We need your help, Nora. And Krathi, well, not Krathi. Hold on. Elias, you hear her yelling out to stop the boat.
What? What's on? What's going on?
I think there's someone out there. They're asking us to stop.
And Elias, you suddenly hear your dad calling out, Elias, help! Help! I didn't drown! I'm here! They drugged me here! I think it was one of those creatures. They drugged me here. Help!
I think hearing that, I'd probably just like drop whatever I was doing and I'd like call out for a captain or the captain.
Aye.
There's someone. They need our help, Krathi.
You too, but you know the real captain.
I'm right here.
Krathi's the only captain I respect.
Krathi, you can hear them. You can hear like yelling and hollering because now it's not just Nora and Elias. You actually hear other people yelling, "Stop the boat! Stop the boat!"
Do I hear any calls from shore?
You don't seem to hear any calls from shore.
Yeah, because I had a good life.
Good boy, good childhoods don't walk.
Damn.
I mean, is the environment safe to stop?
I mean, it could be safe. I mean, it's you don't like. It's just like a flowing river.
Sounds pretty dangerous.
Do what? What'd you say?
I said if you listen to all the voices offshore, it sounds pretty dangerous. Onshore.
Hey, Garbanzo, what are you doing? Where are you at on this boat?
I'm probably off to the side trying to fish.
You hear a familiar kind of a squeaky goblin voice of one of the goblins that used to work with you in Keladek, down in the Tower of Xenopus when you guys cleared it out. It was your old friend Lima, and she starts screaming, "Garbanzo! Help me! I'm out here! Help!"
Sounds like Bobby Hill.
I love them.
You took my purse.
I don't know you.
I'll probably start calling out with the rest of them at that point. Like a little bit more reserved, more like I don't really understand.
Okay. Krathi, you said you come out. Did you say you come out, or did you stop the boat?
I mean, I'll stop rowing and try to find the owner of the boat
Okay.
to see if everyone's freaking out about something.
Yeah, you see the captain is kind of like he has left the or he has left the back of the ship where he would control the rudders and stuff, and you see him also looking off the side, uh, screaming, is that my brother? What's my brother doing out here?"
Do
I
I
need-
hear any of this going on?
Where are you at? Are you outside or?
I was kind of tucked away, probably in our quarters.
You hear, yeah, I mean, everybody hears the screaming now outside of people calling for anybody that they've ever known, I guess.
I'm gonna make my
Well,
way
I don't know that I'd call out
out.
my dad, but like, hey,
Am
something's
I-
going on.
Am I able to pick up that people are like identifying different voices?
Yes.
And I don't hear anything.
No.
Okay, I'll try to find someone who is not calling out to like confide with them. I don't know if there's anyone in my crew or on this boat.
Tack is snoring away.
Yeah, I'll wake up Tack. He's wise.
And what about you, Bubbo? Do you hear all this? What are you doing?
Oh, the queen. Oh, God. Yeah.
Well, I suppose if I heard it all, I don't know. Would I have heard it all before Krathi starts like investigating, or would I have kind of caught him as he was coming down the stairs? I would probably look to head upstairs, to the deck just to see what's happening. But if Karathi's on his way down, I don't know if we'd run into each other on the way by.
It's possible that you guys would run into each other.
I think I'd be coming up, right? Because rowing's probably below deck.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
probably.
Oh, because you were watching Tack sleep, right?
Maybe. Nobody can prove it.
As you come down to wake Tack up, Bubba was just kind of like there.
Across the room, looking at a deck of cards or something. Glancing up.
Does Bubbo hear voices that I can tell?
Does Bubbo hear voices as he can tell?
I mean, just by me looking at you.
I don't know if I do or not yet. So
So, Bubbo, who would Bubbo hear? Because we don't really know much about your background because you joined a little later, kind of. So I kind of don't know.
Bubba was found in the woods nearby where he grew up, and has been with the Rangers ever since.
As you hear, like, if you hear people, you hear people calling out on the deck, and then you do, with your bird hearing, you do pick up what sounds like your ranger captain calling out, "Bubbo, where are you at? We need air support."
That's strange. I guess I go take a look. I'll fly up into the air and see if I can. Well, I don't know. Do I hear anybody else? Like, did I hear other people screaming first, or is that the first thing I heard right along as other people started screaming about somebody being off the side of the boat?
Back up a second. I was thinking about other things and I was trying to plan something. What did you say?
I was saying, did I hear other people calling for?
Yeah, you hear different people calling for different people.
I'm saying, did I hear like that voice at first, or did I hear other people first, and then later on I heard the ranger?
You heard the other people screaming first, and then it's like kind of like you opened your ears to listen to that, then suddenly you heard your ranger captain calling for you.
Gotcha. Well, then I'll go take a look, and I'll probably fly up and see if I see anything once I'm on deck.
All right. Krathi, you get down. you wake up. You go to wake up Tack.
Yeah.
And Tack's like, princess. Princess Lizard Queen.
Oh yeah.
Put
Oh.
respect on her name.
Tack, they've all gone mad.
Huh? What?
The seasickness.
What's going on, lad? Who's going mad? What?
The whole crew, they hear voices calling off deck. Could be sirens, could be mermaids.
Yes, I think
Curse.
you're right.
Cover your ears.
Tack suddenly you hear
What?
the Lizard Queen calling out, Tack, I need you! Help!
Oh, the sweet mistress is in the waters, lad. We must get to
real,
her.
Tack. It's not real.
Oh,
If he starts like walking towards the voice, I'm gonna slap him.
life is an illusion, lad. What's real and what's not real?
I slap him.
Huh?
I need everybody to make me wisdom saving throws. Tack, I need you to make me one with advantage because you got smacked in the face.
Okay.
But who did I hear?
Except for, well,
Except
I
for
don't-
you.
yeah, you
Because
didn't hear
I know
anything.
I heard the people like calling, like our people calling, but did I hear
You hear
voices?
Klaus. You hear Klaus yelling at you.
Now I know that that's not right.
Why don't I hear those? I'm wondering. I got people.
Well, Bobo failed, but I expected him to fail because he done launched himself off the ship and started. Why is it not telling me what you guys rolled?
I rolled a 20 and then a 19.
Why did you roll? Oh,
Because
Well,
you said I had advantage because I got slapped.
maybe the only person I've seen like got a roll is like I see Strix's 8, and then I see Slade rolled. Let me read.
That's weird. I rolled a
It's
3.
all loading for
I'm-
me too.
I'm seeing the
Oh.
same thing. I'm only
This is what
seeing
D&D and John was
Strix's
saying was
roll.
broken his dice rolls.
If you see
I
your
rolled
own
a
roll,
12.
do you see your own roll?
Yeah, I can see my own roll.
What'd you roll?
12.
Okay. What did you roll, Nora?
15.
Chris, did you get anything?
I rolled a 15.
Okay. Bobo failed. Tack, what did you roll?
20.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Slade, what did you roll?
11.
Okay. So is that everybody? Krathi didn't have to roll, strangely. So Bubbo's the only one that failed. And he had already launched himself off the boat to fly over. Suddenly you see people start dropping their weapons and start climbing and trying to jump off the boat. The people that failed their rolls.
Oh, hey, hold on now.
How do you
No.
What was the failed roll?
It was a 10. If you rolled higher than a 10, you did okay.
I'll try to prevent people from jumping off if I can.
Yeah, if I can try
I've
to
tried
grab somebody,
400.
I'm very weak, but I'll.
Everybody,
Just
well, give
snarl
me,
viciously at him.
well, Chris, you're kind of probably away from everybody because you were,
Yeah.
but you kept yourself from jumping off. Actually, you were back by the back of the boat, probably fishing, and the
Mhm.
captain tries to jump himself off. So
Oh my
you
God.
snarl at him to.
Yeah, I'm just trying to scare him.
He's like, huh, but I've got to go out there. My brother is out there. Don't you hear him? Don't you hear my brother?
Does anybody have any
What?
candles? We need candles.
So
Why would your
okay,
brother be out here?
is Strix actually like starting to get off the boat?
Yeah, he flies though, so he just.
I was
kinda
gonna say
floats.
before he's able to like get far enough away, I'm gonna cast command and I'm gonna yell halt.
Ooh.
To be fair, I don't really care that much about any of the Rangers. They kind of used me as like, I don't know.
Air
It wasn't a
support?
very loving environment. That's why I tried to get away from them. So I was just trying to see what was going on before. But what do I have to roll whether I'm halted or not?
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that rolled. He failed.
He failed because it's a 14.
Yeah.
You suddenly he tells you to hold and halt, and you actually listen to him.
And then I guess I'll try to convince him that it's not real. Be like, hey man, like that's not. There's nobody over there.
Make me another wisdom saving throw with advantage, Bubbo.
It's gone so well so far.
Well, you got advantage this time, so maybe look at that.
there we go. Just a single
Look
roll.
at that. Yeah, he kind of like, and once he tells you that, you don't hear the yelling. You don't hear the yelling anymore at all. In fact, you see now. You kind of like look across the shore. All of you guys that succeeded on your saving throw, you kind of see like what looks to be lantern light flying around on the shore, but you see people just trying to start swimming. So there's probably about 7 people that tried to jump off. Krathi, give me a strength roll because I'm sure you tried to grab about 2 of them.
Just a strength save or just a
The strength athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah.
I'm not raging, so no advantage. 22.
Okay. Yours didn't load up for me yet, but
22.
all right. 22. Yeah, you're able to grab 2 of them before they get off the boat. Chris snarled at one and got him to stop. Joe, you said you were trying to grab one.
Yeah, I'll try. He might take me with him though.
Strength athletics.
3.
I need
4 minus 1.
Can I try to grab Elias before he goes down?
Yeah, you can grab Elias.
I try to stop him just by like standing in front of him and spreading my arms, so he just tackles me off the boat.
It's a strength roll.
Yeah, strength athletics.
It's not loading.
16.
Okay, that's a success. You grab Elias as this guy tries to jump off, and Elias is holding on to him, and you grab a hold of Elias, and you're able to kind of drag them both back on. And yeah, 3 people kind of get off the boat and start swimming towards the shore. And you kind of like, after you kind of shake these people that you did save, they kind of start waking up and they realize that there's no, there's nothing going on over there, but they do see the lights and the lanterns now.
I will dive overboard because I have a swim speed of 45 feet.
Okay.
So I think I can catch anybody who's trying to swim and
Okay.
drag them back.
Yeah, you kind of like, you catch the first one pretty easy and you smack him. Kind of wake him up and he's like, realizes he's in the, he's like, how did I get out here? What? The voices, they're not.
It's in your head, lad.
He's like, I'm going back to the boat.
Find a candle. Put it in your ears.
Same thing with the other 2. You catch them before they get to the shore. And just kind of like as you catch them, you start to realize that they were swimming towards like a real like suckling mud that would have probably drugged them under.
That's what they called me in high school.
And as you kind of approach, the will-o-wisps kind of are watching, and it's almost like once they see you, I guess as much as lantern light can look scared, it just shoots away very quickly.
What? I don't think I would know what will-o-wisps are.
Yeah, so basically, it's just like you think maybe you just see like lantern light out there, and you think, "Wow, that lantern that looks like people carrying lanterns," and it looks like they just ran very quickly away. So you may be thinking of as people with lanterns, but it's kind of weird because you're like, "Why would they be calling out?" You're still confused about the whole situation because you never heard anything. All right. Everybody gets put back up on the boat. The captain, the real captain of the ship, looks
The
pretty shaken. In all of my journeys up this river, I've never had that happen.
What was it?
I guess you've never heard the tale of the will-o-wisps. They lead people in swampland, usually to quicksand or suckling mud or any other kind of death trap, and lead them to die. Old ghosts, I guess. Evil spirits.
So like a ghost siren.
Kind of, yes.
But I heard nothing.
Strange. But, you do have some, giant blood in you, right? Somewhere
Well,
down the line.
Is it not obvious?
He's like, they said years ago, that the will-o-wisps feared the giants because they were so large and powerful that they were afraid that they would be the only thing that could eat them.
Sounds right.
So maybe they seen you as a threat and didn't call to you like they did the rest of us. You know, your goblin friend, they saved my life.
She's good at that. She's done it before. Not yours, but others.
I would have surely jumped over had she not yelled at me.
Pour one for the goblin.
Well, perhaps you should reward her.
Yes, yes. Maybe I shall.
She has a fine taste for teeth. She likes to collect teeth.
Oh. And you see him pull out he pulls out a necklace, and it has like a row of teeth on it, and he says, maybe I'll give her this necklace here. It's real mimic teeth. A rarity. It's almost ate my arm off. One time, I thought it was a barrel, and I reached in, and it was a mimic.
I had a friend die to a barrel once. It just fell on him.
That's a sad story. The captain approaches you, Garbanzo, and your captain told me you like teeth.
I do.
He hands you a necklace. These are mimic teeth.
I'm gonna look absolutely awestruck at this. Like it's the best thing I've ever been given.
Rack pieces of 8.
One of the pieces of 8. We've done it.
I'm like in a daze and she'd be like, thank you.
You're most welcome. You have saved my life. And yeah, you guys have a pretty uneventful journey all the way to Flynn. And yeah, you do some more unloading at Flynn. So you guys are probably about 3 days away from Pochak. And you head out on the riverboat once again. And the next day, Captain starts approaching a little bend in the river, and he says, "Okay, right up here, there's a fishing village, and I've got supplies for them. Should be a quick trip. And as he comes around the corner, you see like the dock looks like is like submerged. And it looks like there's a uh, it looks like it's been attacked. Looks like the whole little bitty fishing village. There's only like maybe 4 or 5 fishing houses. And you you notice like there seems to be like damage to the buildings. Looks like some of them have been burned. They couldn't really catch a light being this close to catch a light too far into the river. And what do you guys kind of do when you come to this village, and you guys doing anything?
It doesn't look recent, or is it old damage?
Um, give me an investigation roll.
Oh my god, rolling great today. 10.
um, that's probably good enough to think to at least get like just because of the way that the burn patterns and stuff are, and you do still smell some smoke, so it must be pretty like you can still smell the burned wood and charred wood. Um, and you can kind of like smell it still, so it's probably been in the last few days that it
Uh-oh.
has been attacked.
From a distance, does it look like there's any signs of life, any movement, any like anything?
No, you don't see any signs of life, at least from the boat or anything.
I guess I'll go up to Krathi and be like, are we thinking pirates?
This far inland?
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe bandits? You said it's all like burnt down and stuff, Rob?
It's some of it's like they're not burnt down. It's like it almost looks like a fire kind of erupted. As you if kind of like if so like when Elias kind of looked at it, he tells you it almost looks like it was a fire maybe from like a thrown lantern that tried to catch fire and then didn't. It's not like all the houses were burned, but there just seems like be one particular place that seems to be burnt.
Interesting.
And as you guys kind of approach the dock, the captain just kind of like he's like, "Well, we can't really unload, and it doesn't look like there's anything to unload." As you kind of like look off, though, you do see like flies buzzing around like some plates of food that may have been setting out, like somebody was eating some food outside at the time that this whatever happened. Um, and you also everybody give me what's everybody's passive investigation?
18.
Damn.
14.
Well,
Man,
15.
Okay.
16.
Okay. What you got, Nora?
15.
Okay. Slade, you notice right away it looks like there's like in the mud and stuff. It looks like there's marks like like people have been drug away. And you see some strange webbed footprints.
I will uh point out to Strix, obviously because he's a ranger, that there's the drag marks and the footprint. See if he knows any kind of anything.
What did you have, Karathi?
10.
10. Who had 16? It was
Me.
Joe.
Elias, yeah.
I had
Elias?
15.
Yeah. Elias and Joe, when he points this out, Elias and Joe. Elias and Strix, you both recognize, and actually Karathi, even though he got a low roll, he would recognize these footprints as well. They
The
look to
hooligans.
be, yeah, Sahooligans.
What now? What are those called?
Sahuagin.
The hooligans are back.
They're like evil merfolk.
Understood.
Big pest. Fighting the lizard folk.
Well, can't help but think this might be connected to our friends at the other cove.
And the
Maybe some
captain
stillman.
says, the captain of the boat's like, yes, we've seen more Sahoogan attacks farther upstream than we normally do. Something has them agitated.
These sorry. These
You're
drag
fine, go
marks,
ahead.
do they have any kind of general direction? Do we see how far off they go? Do they like cut off at a point?
It looks like they get. It looks like they drag them off into the river. And then once they're in the water, you don't see any other indication.
Gotcha.
Did you guys actually get off the boat?
Not yet, I don't think.
I did. Flying up.
Oh.
Just to look around.
So like in the back bit there, we find you see like there's what looks to be like some kind of root cellar in the back of the village, or in the back of the fishing village. And it looks like it's closed.
Does it look to be like the only building intact still, or is there something?
Well, all the buildings look like they're
Cool about
intact,
it,
but this seems like it's further, like it's like more like a little deeper into the woods. You probably wouldn't have noticed it from the shore if you hadn't been flying over. But what you do notice is you do see some smaller footprints headed to that, but you don't see any drag marks.
Do I see any other footprints?
No.
All right. Well, I guess I'll fly back down and say, explain that there's some what appear to be footprints heading out to a building further away from town, but it doesn't look like there's, any drag marks. Doesn't look like there's any signs of struggle. There might be survivors out there. Sorry, there might be survivors out there. Should I go investigate?
I think we could all investigate. I don't think it'd be smart for you to go by yourself.
Well, I do have the advantage of being able to stay pretty far away in a way that you don't. But I think it's a good idea if we take a look, just in case anyone's around and can explain what's going on or needs help.
Yeah.
I'll join to check out the root cellar.
Krathi, what do you think?
I am not good at looking around, but if people want to check it out, I can be nearby at least. Case of danger.
I think it's
I
worth
can't
investing.
sneak very well.
Well, I didn't necessarily plan to sneak, especially if we're all together. I just want to make sure there's no one who needs help.
I say we check it out.
All right. I fly up and I start flying over the town, yelling, asking if anybody needs help.
You don't hear anybody calling for help.
And until everybody else kind of catches up to around where I'm at in the sky on the ground, I'll just kind of stay up above and look and see if I can see any movement anywhere or anything like that.
Okay. Everybody kind of gets towards the. You guys don't see anything as you kind of walk through this town. Like, it just seems like there's still some drag marks like near the houses, and stuff. But you do see these footprints that lead to the root cellar, and they seem humanoid. They're human, or at least humanoid. They don't have webbed toes or anything like that.
Do the drag marks seem like they're going towards the water, or seem like they're towards anywhere specific?
They're just going to the water.
Gotcha. Spooky.
If we're going up to the root cellar because we see those footprints, I'll make my way over and knock on it and say, "Hey, if anybody's in there, it seems like it might be safe out here. You got people here to help you."
And you hear what sounds like a jar fall over and smash on the ground and break.
Joldak.
I was about to say, did you say jar?
Here we go again.
Startled someone?
Dude,
Next thing we know, there's going to be a jar with emerald eyes.
can I see if it's? I mean, did you say it was locked?
Well, no one's tried to open it yet.
I'm gonna try to open it.
It does feel like
I'm gonna
it's sealed from the other side.
I'm gonna check. I'm not great at this, but I'm gonna see if there's any kind of traps or anything before I really try to open it.
You might ask Garbanzo. That might be her specialty.
Hey, Beans.
Ooh.
Garbanzo, Bonzo, Beans. Nobody. All right.
All right, okay.
Color
Yes.
Bonzo.
Sure.
Yeah, I can try and open it. Also,
You want to give me an investigation check to check for traps?
yes.
I just want you to feel left out.
I rolled a 12.
You don't think there's any traps?
We're gonna see if it's safe.
So it just seems like it's like there's like maybe something on the other side. It's not really a lock. You feel like there's something that maybe was slatted in. It's on the other side of this
Barricaded.
door. Keep it from being open from the outside. So it probably needs like a strength athletic check to probably pull it open, or you could try to smash through it.
Krathi.
I mean, I'll pull the roll bolt off its hinges. That's what we need.
Give me a strength check. Athletics.
That is for that. Okay. Amazing. 26.
Yeah. So you grab the sides of this door and you just like you don't pull the door open. You just pull the whole door off the floor, off the ground, and immediately
Only
A jar of pickled fish comes flying at your face and smashes against you.
someone threw a jar at me.
Yep.
Do I need to make like a dex check or something?
It just kind of like hits you and just bounces off, and then like hits the ground. No damage.
Bring
Just kind
on
of
the
like
raid.
shatters.
I'll be like, "Hey, kid, it's all right.
Be not
I'm not here
afraid.
to hurt you." I can ignore it, but that's all. Hey, you're safe.
And you hear a little kid start crying.
I'll let
Aw.
someone else handle this.
I mean, yeah, I'll step like, "Hey, don't cry. Like,
Don't look at my freak eyeballs or my gills.
you
Don't be
can't
scared.
see my gills."
You see a dirty child with blonde hair, wearing a tattered dress, muddy, covered with pickled fish juice. You see like 2 or 3 like jar. You see one jar that has shattered on the ground, and it's just the smell of pickled fish just uh permeates throughout this thing. And you see another jar that's been opened, and this person has been eating these pickled fish for 3 days. And this just place whole just smells. And this kid just wraps its arms around your leg and just starts bawling. The fish, the fish tried to kill me.
Yeah, those dang hooligans, right?
What?
You've never heard that?
No.
Where'd they come from?
I don't know. There was people screaming, and I was always told if people were screaming to run to the root cellar and hide. So that's what I did. And I figured somebody would come rescue me, but no one ever came. And I got hungry, and I started eating all the supplies of the fish, and I know I'd get in trouble for that.
Oh, you're not in trouble. How long have you been down here?
I don't know.
Well, hey, do you want to eat some that's not fish?
Maybe.
I'll ask around like, hey, does anybody have, I don't know, bread or anything?
I pick a mushroom off my shell and I hand it to the little feller.
Does this kid look like they've had water at all?
Yeah, pickle juice.
Like something that doesn't have a high salt content?
I mean, the mushroom will have water in it. He'll be all right.
There's also water stored down in here too.
Okay.
Because sometimes the river water can turn brackish.
I'll toss some of my rations in. That way this kid can, eat.
Let's get her out of the cellar and so it's not cramped.
Have you seen my mom and my dad?
Not yet, but we're gonna go look for them, aren't we?
I guess.
I was mostly asking the party.
Well,
I guess.
That's what adventurers do, lad. Let's go save the day.
we have time.
In my knowledge of Sahugans, do I know them to take prisoners or slaves or anything?
Not really.
So this kid's parents are probably dead.
me look this up.
I
Hey,
mean, unless they fled to another town, but I don't know why they wouldn't look for. What is the nearest town?
the nearest town, you're kind of probably like between Flynn and Hochok.
We are between Flynn and Hochok.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we like in the Rushmores?
Hold on. Dun-dun-dun.
Or are we in
Yeah,
Flint?
in the Rushmores.
Gotcha.
She was my Rushmores, Max. Sorry. Yeah, they're not known to take prisoners. Unless they're to make sacrifices to their shark god.
Oh, well. Then there's a hope. I think for now we just get her to the ship, get her under a blanket.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan, Sam.
That's what we do, I guess.
All right, so you get her to the ship, and the captain kind of like sees you, and he gives her one to his first mate, and says to take her to someone to get her cleaned up and get her some good fresh water. And so, Krathi, what happened? What's going on?
Well, I don't know much. You should ask Elias. He's the one who talked to her. But there was a
Elias,
child.
what happened?
Well, preliminary investigations will tell us that the town or the port, at least, was attacked or raided by what we're assuming is the hooligans based off tracks that we found. We didn't find any bodies or anything, did we?
No.
We didn't find any bodies, but we did find a survivor, but she didn't see much. She was hunkered down.
That's awful.
But if there's no bodies, then maybe they took, people for sacrifices. I don't know where their lair would be around here.
He goes, yeah, but we seen that the bodies were dragged into the water. Would the people have even survived being taken?
Maybe.
Slim chance. I wouldn't hold your breath. But
I hope they did.
Another question worth your consideration, Captain, is do you want other towns on your route having the same fate?
Right.
I think it might be worth investigating even if there aren't survivors.
That is true.
We've had some encounter with Sahuagin before.
I've heard that Saltmarsh and well, not so much Saltmarsh. I hear that Saltmarsh is taking in some lizard folk that got attacked by Sahuagins.
Oh, yes, the queen. She's a lovely creature. Beautiful eyes.
Tack woke up.
It's
What?
true, it's
What?
true.
Keep it in your shell, Tack.
Oh, yes,
Something
yes.
I've ever seen.
Fear not, Captain. We'll take on the investigation. If you'll just stay here for a day or two, while we try to figure out what happened to the town people. Rest assured, we'll solve this mystery.
I'm never afraid, you know that, Deck.
Why, the last time we took on the Sahuagins, there was a crocodile with 100 teeth, maybe 1,000, and we defeated it.
You guys haven't fought any Sahuagins.
So we've encountered them. Didn't fight them.
Bullywugs, you guys fought there in the
Same thing, same thing. Fear not, Captain. Stay ashore, take care of the wee one, and we'll handle the rest.
Well, I guess I could give you a few days. It's not like Ho-Chok is going anywhere. Then he kind of like looks at the he looks at the village and he's like, at least I hope it's not going anywhere. But I find it strange that the Sahuagins would come up this far north. Kind of crazy. But maybe they're just an offshoot of Sahuagins that are going where their shark god tells them to, maybe.
No one knows what goes on in their minds. But we need to put an end to it.
I guess I agree with you. So yes, I will give you a few days to maybe try to track them down. And they did drag them through the water, it looks like, but maybe if we search the other shore, maybe they're taking them somewhere close by.
I concur.
Krathi, are you okay with the idea of me flying around a bit to see if I can see anything?
Seems fine to me.
I'll do that then. Fly up, see if I can see any signs of settlements, any signs of more struggle, footprints, anything.
Okay. Give me give me a survival roll. Okay. So you kind of like fly above and stuff. The hell, I'm looking for my damn. There's what I'm looking for. Oh shit. That's not a good sign. Okay. Oh man. What is happening? You kind of like fly over. You're like looking around. You you kind of see what looks to be looks like the entrance to a cave near the river.
How far away am I from everybody? Am I like pretty far, like miles?
You're probably about a mile away.
All right. Do I see any signs of like is the cave so close that the water like flows into the cave?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely like it looks like that. Maybe it like flows into the cave. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have this plan, so I'm going by the skin of my teeth here. Sometimes you come up with ideas and then they just kind of write themselves. So I'm trying to catch up. So yeah, you find a cave, and there's some water that kind of runs into it. And basically it's like right along the river line, so it kind of like runs in there. As you kind of fly over, you can kind of see down into it. Well, not see down into it, but you can see where the cave and the water line, the shit. You can see where there's water kind of running into the cave a little bit, just like right on the edge of the water.
All right. Well, I will start flying back, and basically, as soon as I can see them, if it looks like they can see me, I'll start trying to signal them to head the direction I'm in.
All right.
But I'll continue kind of looking along the shoreline in particular when I fly back, just to see if there's any signs of any struggle, any new information that I might have missed, anything like that.
Okay. Everything is loading as slow as fucking humanly possible right now.
Of course.
And it's not like this stuff wasn't loading this bad earlier because I was like, oh, I didn't get to plan like the maps and stuff that I wanted to use, but like now it is just like it is not wanting to cooperate. Oh, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Okay. So I'm sorry, Jordan. Repeat what you just said. That you're telling them about the.
I am headed back towards them.
Okay.
The second I can tell that they can see me, I'll signal in my direction and then kind of try and stay within eyesight of them, but kind of move back towards the cave. And I'll just check up and down the banks to see if there's any more signs of struggle or anything else along the way.
Okay, so yeah, you don't see any signs of struggle so much because it looks like you'd almost guess from the way that they drug people into the water that they may have been able to stay mostly in the water. Because there's definitely areas where the water in this river kind of near this cave kind of gets shallower. So you can't really see any footprints or anything in it. But you do. But you'd almost think that if they were gone anywhere with some captives, that this cave would be close enough if they had any nefarious purposes. And you kind of you were able to get back pretty quickly to everybody.
Is everybody on the ship, or are they walking as well?
I don't know. Where's everybody at? What are you guys doing?
Probably sounds like it's a little bit of a jungle trek. So
Swampy.
If everybody was, wait, did you say people had left the ship already? Or were they waiting for me to come back?
Waiting for you
Sorry.
to come back, I think.
when I come back, I want to ask the little girl if she knew anybody in the town that had any specific kind of like jewelry or anything like that, like anything notable about them.
She's like, I mean, I gave my mom a shell necklace. Um, so that may be something I would recognize.
A shell necklace.
Uh-huh. She said it was a weird shell. It was like orange, which is very rare. I've never seen an orange shell.
Well, I go ahead and cast locate object.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, hold on. That's only if it's within 1,000 feet of me. I explained to everybody there's a cave further up the river. We may be able to find them there. It seems like the closest place, if they're still alive, that they may have been taken.
Sounds like it's worth checking out.
Then if we start to head that way, then I'll cast locate object, describe the necklace. Basically, there's a shell, an orange shell necklace is what I'm looking for. And then it can sense the direction of an object within 1,000 feet of me. So, and it lasts for 10 minutes. So I'll fly it basically as quick as I can along the shore after I explain the direction that it's in, and just to see if I can pick up on that shell necklace.
Okay, give me the description of locate object. Doesn't it have to be a famous object?
It does not. So there are
Okay.
two parts to it. The first part says describe or name an object that's familiar to you. You sense the direction of the object's location. If the object is within 1,000 feet of you,
Okay.
if the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement. The spell can locate specific objects known to you if you have seen it up close, within 30 feet at least once. Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a
Okay.
certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon.
Okay.
So, if they left the necklace at their house, then I might be kind of screwed, but if she's wearing it, maybe it'll lead me to her.
Okay.
As I fly along the river.
All right. So as you get near that cave, that necklace does ping.
Well, all right.
Sounds like that's where we need to go.
I would have probably flown ahead of everybody. Again, just to get as much use out of the spell as I could in case it wasn't there. I'll fly away from the shore a little bit to see if I feel like a change in the direction of the necklace, so I can judge about how far in to this underground cave the necklace might be. And basically, as soon as it's directly below me, I'll hover in the air above that spot.
So you're basically trying to triangulate where it is in the cave?
Yep,
underground
from
from
above
the
the cave.
from the air. Okay.
Mhm.
So you're guessing that probably maybe 150 feet into the cave, you're kind of pinging on that necklace.
All right. So 150 feet from the shore?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just, like I said, I'll hover there until I see everybody else coming.
I think we're right behind you, so
Probably, depending on how tricky the terrain is by the shore.
yeah, that's true.
Okay. We'll see how this works.
I'm gonna say before we actually step into the cave,
Mhm.
like as we're going in, if we do, I'm gonna cast Fortune's Favor at 3rd level and get myself and Krathi. That essentially gives you a luck. So you basically get one free reroll on attack roll, ability check, or a saving throw for the next hour. You get one.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, this is taking a lot longer than expected to, but I'm almost ready.
I blame D&D Beyond.
Huh? You blame D&D Beyond? I do too.
As we're waiting on Rob, does anybody, and I would have asked you all this once you caught up, does anybody have any spells or any ways to move ground aside?
Do not.
Specifically Jack?
Yeah. I got Earth Trimmer.
That one might not do the trick. I don't know. Does that like move earth away? I know there's some spells that like I can't remember what it is. I think there's a cantrip.
Boulder. What is a spell?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't have Boulder. Let me look up. Let me look up the
mold earth. That was the one we were saying, not boulder, mold earth.
Yeah.
Let's see, Earth Trimmer. If the ground in that area is loose earth or stone, it becomes difficult terrain until cleared. That's all it says. And then
All right.
Thunder
Oh, go
Wave,
ahead.
unsecured objects are pushed 10 feet away from you. I don't know if any of those help.
Nope, I was hoping somebody had mold earth as a cantrip or something like that, but probably not. That's all right. Looks like we'll have to do this the hard way.
Fight in the
All
water.
right. You guys find yourselves like outside the cave. And the river kind of runs into the cave. And as you kind of come into the cave, you kind of notice that looks like there's some the river kind of like runs through it and maybe heads down deeper into somewhere dark and beyond. But basically, whoops. You know that over this direction is where you felt the pull of the necklace, Bobo. Did the map load up for everybody else? I know with everything else going on, I want to make sure it loaded up. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, at least.
All right. You kind of hear, so this cave smells of like river water, that cool cave type of feeling, moist, slippery. There's definitely some muddy footprints that kind of go deeper into the cave and kind of start heading down this way. You can hear the river kind of run through here. The ceilings kind of vary in height, and there's no light down in this cave. But you can't really hear much in this cave over the river kind of rushing through it.
I don't know. I mean, unless somebody wants to scout ahead, I think we just move ever onward.
I can take a look ahead. I'm not the most robust, but I guess aside from Krathi, I might be. And I can see very well in the dark.
Well, that's good.
I think I'll go ahead. And if you want to follow with your torchlight, then anything looking back your direction shouldn't be able to easily see me because they'll see your torchlight instead.
So light a torch.
So who doesn't have dark vision?
I do not.
I do not.
I do not.
I also do not.
Okay.
Does anybody have dark vision?
Hold on, does an alligator or does a crocodile have dark vision? Because if so, I'll just wild shape into a crocodile.
I have advanced dark vision.
You have oh yeah, that's right. You have dark vision because of your
Devil sight.
abilities. Yeah. I gotta bring up the damn player's handbook because that's where all the monsters are that people can turn into, right? Creature stat blocks.
I got all of Tack's stat blocks posted in a channel on here.
Oh, okay. So, okay, I need to look at that, I guess. Tax wild shapes. Black bear, crocodile, giant centipede, giant goat, mule, and reef shark. Okay.
Could turn into a shark. That'd be pretty cool.
A crocodile does not have dark vision.
Fuck. All right, never mind. I'll just wait.
The black bear has dark vision.
Seriously? All right, I wild shape into a black bear.
Whoa. A giant centipede has blind sight.
Ooh. It's probably not very
A
far.
giant goat also has dark vision.
I'll do the black bear just in case we get attacked. I can put some hurt
Black
on.
bear has the multi-attack that you're looking for too.
I know. So, everybody, close your eyes. I don't want you watching. I'm a shy shapeshifter, and I turn into a black bear.
Where's your fungus on your bear form?
It's gonna be like at the tuft of my neck. Like you just see a bunch of like barnacles and mushrooms, just on the base of the bear's neck. And the bear looks like it has mange too. Like this ain't a pretty bear. Like this is a rough looking bear.
I ain't a pretty bear.
Yeah.
And token options. I think I can make it where you can control.
Nora, hide the picnic basket.
I do it.
Okay, Preston, see if you can left click on that bear and open up the stat blocks. Open monster stat blocks.
Open monster
or
stat.
right click on it. Not right click. Right click, not left click.
Ooh, I can. Yeah, boy. Fuck yeah, that makes things a lot easier.
All right. So, Bubbo, you said you're going ahead.
Yeah.
About how far ahead are you flying above the people?
Well, I figured I'd try and be stealthy and get far enough ahead that, like, functionally, that it's they can't really see me if they're looking for the other people. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they've clearly got dark vision if they live down here, but I don't know if they'll have as good a dark vision as I do. But I don't know. Did you see the stealth roll that I made?
Oh, I did not. Hold on.
Okay.
I did 24. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be as sneaky going through there.
So you know that it pinged. The people kind of pinged over this way a bit, but you kind of got two paths that you could go. You got a smaller cave going up here, and you got a wider cave down here.
Gotcha. I think before going in, I would suggest if there's any diversions, we stick to the left on the first option because it leads towards I believe it leads towards our goal. So I'd take the first path, and they would presumably remember to follow the left path as soon as they can when they come in.
So you're going. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So yeah, you kind of this cave kind of like the ceilings are maybe 10 feet. So you kind of fly a little lower here, or hover or whatever that you do. But when you get about halfway through the cave, you kind of notice that it starts it's almost like to the west. No, yeah, to the west. It's almost like a straight shot from where you're at.
Gotcha. Well, although at this point I suspect that it's probably not down this pathway because this pathway doesn't turn that direction based on the instructions that I would have left with everybody else. I'll keep exploring in this direction.
You said
All
it's like pitch black in here, right?
Yes.
If no one is opposed because we're trying to be stealthy, I'm gonna pick up a rock and cast light
Okay.
so that I can see.
Yeah.
And I will.
Krathi, what are you doing for a light source?
I would hopefully use someone else's light source.
Yeah, that creates a 20-foot.
I have a 2-handed weapon.
Gotcha. All right.
In fact, I won't even do that. I'll just cast light on my shield.
Okay.
That way, I'm just holding it.
All right. So what's the marching order?
Well, I think
Besides Bubbo, who
I think I would be following Bubbo, and then I don't know, since Karathi's our tank, he should probably be behind me.
I'd like to be near the front. Yeah.
Because I've got the light, I'll be either right behind Krathi or somewhere in the middle.
All right.
I'll bring up the rear since I'm the last person who has dark vision.
Trying to find Slade. Okay, so Slade's got the light source. Nora, what about you? You probably next then, and then Elias.
Yeah, probably.
We'll just keep Tack down here for right now since he's in black bear form.
And that light basically covers this whole line because it's a 20-foot radius.
Yeah. So you guys find yourselves coming down some natural cave steps. And then Bobo told you that the left, or the first path that you come to, would be the way that you would go always to the left.
Yeah. Law of left. I agree.
All right, Bubbo, you continue going forward, and you kind of start, you kind of start leaving the river sounds behind, and you hear some chanting in, let me see here, what language are they?
Shark bait.
Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh crap. Um, oh my goodness. Oh, they speak Sahuagin. Not does anybody speak Sahuagin?
No.
Sahagin, Sahuagin. So you hear some some strange fish language, Bubbo, up ahead, and it sounds like it's almost like a rhythmic chanting. But then you also hear like a scream of somebody pleading.
Is the scream like loud enough that they would hear it up the cave, do you think? Or does it like
They're probably up the cave. They're probably still like kind of the river sounds are kind of overwhelming it. You're getting more of a direct thing being halfway up the cave. You're starting to leave that river sound behind, and you're picking up the inner cave.
Gotcha. Well,
That's very echoey.
I'm going to continue to move forward, but quickly. I mean, I guess I wasn't really establishing a speed before, but
All right. So as you kind of fly up the cave, you kind of come to like another like left and right, um, down into the right is where you're pinging on the necklace. But your perception is saying that the screams are coming north from the north, a little bit to the north.
all right, so it would be the path more on the left that the screams are coming from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good. Then we'll continue towards the screams.
And it's just kind of like you get as you kind of get around the corner, you kind of see what looks to be me. Oh my god, I hate damn it. There we go. You see what looks to be this type of Sahuagin. Looks more like it has some priestly vestments on, and it is holding a man, and another priest on the other side is holding the man, while you have a warrior looking Sahuagin um, standing kind of like watching the everything else. And then there's a way bigger Sahuagin that has 4 arms, kind of standing in front of this woman with a trident, and they're chanting, and you can kind of see like mystic glow coming off these 2 priests as this baron kind of steps forward, and he takes his trident, and it looks like he's getting ready to stab the other person.
Well, shoot. I don't have very much time here, do I?
Yeah, the rest of you guys can move up quite a bit. You can move up to where Preston's at least.
I'm going to go ahead and before they see me, I'm going to cast Magic Stone.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on one of the orange priest.
You're going to cast what on him?
Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Spike Growth. "20-foot radius sphere. Hold on just a sec. AoE size sphere. Let me double check what this does. Okay, yeah, I'm going to cast Spike Growth basically right here. And that is the ground in a 20-foot radius. Well, underneath that guy, too. The ground in a 20-foot radius centered on the point within range sprouts hard spikes and thorns. The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. Wait, how deep is the water here?
There is no water in this part of the
Oh,
cave.
okay. All right, then for the duration, when the creature moves into or within the area... Oh, I'm not going to cast Hunter's Mark because this is concentration.
Yeah.
It takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels. The transformation of the ground is camouflaged to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area within the spell when the spell is cast must take a search action and succeed on a wisdom check against your spell. Okay, so that part's not that important.
So wait, as long as they don't move, they don't take damage because you got a commoner there.
Correct. As long as they don't
Okay.
move. Well, let me double check. Yeah, when the creature moves into or within the area, so they have to move for them to take damage. Move into or within it.
Okay.
All right. And then, if I can, I'd like to step up and throw one of my magic stones at this priest, the orange one,
Uh-huh.
and cross my fingers and hope I don't get my ass kicked.
Oh, I actually seen that.
Oh man, what a garbage roll.
But you know what? You're able to hit with that.
All right, cool. So base damage is 10, and then I'm going to use my Gathered Swarm. The target must succeed in a strength saving throw DC 16 or be moved by the swarm up to 15 feet horizontally in a direction of my choice.
Okay, so what's
DC
the
16 DC 16 saving throw.
Okay. For what is it? What is it? The save.
Strength, sorry.
Okay, it fails.
All right, so I'm going to move it 5, 10, 15, so it takes 6d4 damage from Spike Growth.
Okay, so go ahead and roll that damage. And does it take damage for the swarm itself as well?
Not if I use the swarm.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, this thing starts screaming and stepping through the spike growth as the swarm kind of pushes it away. Yeah.
It's also
And
because I hit it with my sling, it's slow as well. And that'll be my turn.
So suddenly the chanting stops and the screaming begins in some kind of language. The Baron who had the pike or the trident stops before he can stab the it's almost like the mystical energy also that was gathered around the priest and the light that started lighting up the commoner. The fisherman just basically disintegrates. And yeah. So everybody else can move up their movement as well. And then we'll have everybody roll initiative. Krathi rushes forward at the edge of the light.
I still might hear some noises. So.
I don't know if it's going to tell you initiative scores, but I got a 20.
Oh no, I didn't. It did not. Oh crap! Why is it not putting anybody's in? Oh my goodness. D&D Beyond, I am so angry at you today. You have failed us. Okay, holding. Yeah. So hold. Yeah, everybody has a 0 on.
I rolled
let's
an
see.
8.
Hold on. Where's Krathi? What did you roll?
14.
Okay. Slade, what did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
Oof. Nora?
Nora, are you muted? Yes, you are.
I rolled a 27.
Oh my goodness.
I have initiative, so I mean
He's like,
I have
I have
advantage.
initiative.
I have advantage.
I will say real quick, for anybody else having the issue where they can't see other rolls, if you pop it out into its own window by hitting the little arrow in the square, you can see everybody's rolls. It fixes the issue. It's only when it's in the above
Where's
VTT.
True.
where's that at?
Right next to the words game.
At the
log.
top of right where it says game log, there's the arrow
Oh.
in the square. If you click that, it pops it out and it fixes the issue.
Well, not in my game. It popped me out to the.
It loads.
Oh. Well, look at that. Oh, what did I do? I just lost it all. What the hell? What is going on? What is happening? I should have just left it alone. It won't let me move the game log though. Oh my god! It just. What did it do? I'm just gonna have to rely on you guys to tell me your rolls.
Okay.
Garbanzo, what did you get?
24.
You two and your Elias.
20.
Okay. And I think that's everybody. I think I got everybody. Krathi. I put Garbanzo at 240 for her initiative roll.
Damn.
It's fine.
We'll know
Did you-
what Garbanzo does in 3 weeks.
She's from the future. Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll reset this. Reset. All right. Nora. What are you doing?
Does Krathi want to trade with me?
I mean, is there light above there? Can I see? If I can't see, then no.
I also can't see.
But if I can see, then yes.
Okay. I guess I'll ready in action to shoot because I don't really want to bump into anybody or get in anybody's way.
You can move up if you want.
Can I see the little lizard guy?
No, he's in darkness.
Okay, out of character, I can see him in case that's important.
Yeah, no, I know you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any light source set up on this map, so it would just be a pain in the ass to set all that up in such a short amount of time.
Okay, I'll just hold an action to shoot in case I see something.
Okay. Garbanzo.
Let me see what I can do. Okay. I'm probably also just gonna hold my action and just wait for a little bit because there's not a lot of space up there.
But you have dark vision though, don't you?
I do.
So you can actually see this guy.
Okay. Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna cast Acid Splash on him.
What's okay?
It's a. Does that tell me? It's a Dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Dex save is 13.
Dex save of 13. He fails.
As they all catch up to me, I warn them that there's spikes on the floor up ahead. That they're blended in with the ground and they can't see them.
Oh, I just realized for whatever reason I can't see her rolls, so I can't just
I
click
rolled
on them.
a 9 for damage.
Okay. Okay. Gotta do this the old-fashioned way. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Elias.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on. I can kind of squeeze in right here, maybe.
Okay.
And
Still
then
can't see
I
nothing.
have.
Oh, you got never mind. You got dark. I keep forgetting you got dark vision, so you can see.
Yeah. I have hold on. Devil Sight. Hold on, just to make sure. Let me read it. Yeah, dark vision up to 120 feet.
Okay.
Okay, anyways. Yeah, I'm going to look at this guy. This guy in front.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to hit him with the blast of the Eldritch variety.
Okay.
And I'll probably be surprised when 2 of them pop out of my hands.
What?
I'll get 2 attacks. I'm level 5 now.
Yeah, I know. I know, but I was doing like the what?
Oh yeah. My dice aren't showing up. I
We're
got
gonna
a
have to
12
have
and a
Jordan
10.
fucking roll everybody's dice before
Can
this
you
is
see
over
mine?
with. No, I'm talking about your real
Oh,
dice
good.
because you're sitting
Yeah,
there with some
yeah.
real dice.
I got a 12 and a 10.
12 hits. The 10 does not.
Wow. 14 damage from that Eldritch.
Yeah, your Eldritch Blast streaks across the cave, lighting up the cave walls and glistening lichens and everything else, and slams into the Sahuagin warrior, and just like you hear him like pop and fall to the ground.
Nice.
You popped him.
And that's it for me.
All right. The Sahuagin priest here. So when they move, I forgot how the spike growths work. They just take. They move.
2d4 each 5-foot movement.
Oh damn. Yeah, he runs 2d4. Go ahead and roll 4d4. Let's see if he even survives this.
13.
No, he falls over dead.
Nice.
All right. Up from the darkness below, a Sahuagin warrior rushes from the darkness, and just as you kind of like look, you see him coming, Bubbo, and it kind of launches itself into the air. How far? Because this is like a 10-foot high ceiling. How close to the ground were you? Were you at the height?
I mean, I would say I would probably be like a foot below the ceiling.
All right. It jumps and tries to rake at you. Does an 18 hit you?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me double check. Should. Yep, it does.
All right. You take 2 points of damage.
All right. And for concentration, is there a special roll or is that a con save? What do I do for concentration?
It's like
It-
con saving throw. DC is half the damage or 10, whichever is higher.
So yeah, 10.
Well, shit. I got a
You
4.
lost.
So,
And that gets rid of the spike growth.
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a hooligan did his job.
I suppose so.
And yeah. Krathi, it is your turn.
Where does the light go?
Like let's see, we're Slate at 5, 10, 15. It probably goes once. You could move 5 foot.
So it's 20 feet bright light, 40 feet,
Oh,
and then an additional 20 feet of dim light.
okay. So you'd be able to see him.
Okay. Is it possible to stand north of Bubbo?
Yeah, you can stand there.
Okay. I guess I'll stand there. Oh, bonus action rage, of course. Turn it on. And then I will recklessly attack him
Okay.
so I can murder him. Oh, natural 20.
Oh, damn.
Give me my copy paste. But it's a crit, so it's double. That is 39 damage.
This thing just
Jesus.
becomes mincemeat. It just gave up.
And
You looked at it and it just fell over.
there's no other enemies, so I'm done. Rage advantage.
You see another one coming up from the south. This priest, looks, and you're 5, 10, 15, alrighty. Let's see here. Bubbo, 19 hits you, right?
Yep.
All right. You see spectral shark jaws come shooting out towards you, and you get hit with some force of gnashing teeth, and you take 9 points of damage. And then it also does the same thing to Krathi. Does a 16 hit you, Krathi?
Yes, but he has advantage at me.
He's what?
It does.
Oh,
hit,
he has
but
advantage?
Yeah.
All right, he still hits you. No nat though. And you take 8 points of damage from the spectral jaws.
What type of damage is it?
Force.
Okay, that matters.
Yeah. What was your initiative attack?
8.
Okay. So you did have that. Okay, so it's your turn.
I'm gonna push my way past all these people. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm finally gonna get the, I don't know, right here. And is there anybody close to me, like enemy wise? Because I don't see shit.
There's a guy. Okay, if you let me do the fog here.
Oh, all right.
Like right next to somebody.
I'm gonna use my one action in combat real quick and do my symbiotic entity. So that's gonna give me 20 additional hit points, and the mushrooms in the back of my mangy fur start glowing green. That also gives me double dice damage. So that means I should be able to use my other action. Ooh, this is 16 hit.
Yeah.
I take out my left claw. I swipe at that little bastard. And I do 10 points of damage.
Why did it only show me 5 points of damage?
Because when I have symbiotic entity, it's double damage.
Oh, okay.
So
At least it showed me.
yeah.
All right, you did that damage.
And then I'm done. I ain't got nothing else to
Bears
do.
have to attack. Don't.
But I used the symbiotic entity counts as one action in combat.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Unless you want to bend the rules and give me another attack, and I'll love you forever.
No. The Baron rushes forward. I'm trying to get through this round so we can stop. Okay. So it rushes here. It's gonna roll. It gets 3 attacks. It's fucking dangerous. It bites at Krathi and rolls a 10. Oh, but it gets advantage. Gets a 9. So it misses with the bite. Let's see who else is here. It's going to attack. Oh shit. 26, I'm sure hits you, Tack.
Yeah.
He swings that trident around and you take 15 points of damage.
Jesus.
And he does it again. And misses. Wait, hold on. Does 11 hit you?
Right on the nubbins.
It's the Bears.
Take another 15 points of damage.
So how much was that total?
30.
Jesus.
All right, Strix, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire, which is 10-foot radius. Or no, objects in a 20-foot cube within range. So, what do they have to? Sorry. A dexterity saving throw of Dex 16. I'm going to cast it. Right there.
Okay.
So those two have to go.
The Baron makes his, and the other one fails.
Is the Baron the big one or the small one?
Yeah, the big one's the Baron.
Well, that's all right. Well, so the small one, I'll go ahead and cast Magic Stone at the small one.
Okay. And that Fairy Fire gives you what, advantage or something to hit it?
Advantage, yeah. And they can't benefit from invisible.
Okay.
All right, so I rolled a 28.
Yeah, that hits. Oh, it's
And
actually
then-
showing me my damage for once. All right.
9 damage, and then let's see what I'm going to do with the swarm real quick. And we'll do the D6 piercing damage from the storm, or the swarm. That is 1, so 10 damage total.
That was enough to kill it.
All
It
right,
goes
then.
down. Slade.
Okay, I'm gonna one, two, squeeze past Garbanzo, 3, 4, get there,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna Misty Step here.
Okay.
So now, basically, this whole area where I am, and then an additional 20 feet are all at least in dim light. And then I'm gonna do a second level magic missile at Big Boy.
Okay. And roll the damage for that.
Oh, I should say, yeah, just because of fairy fire, that whole area is lit too. So he's in light
okay.
for everybody.
Hold on.
Of course, it didn't show me the damage for Slade's magic missiles.
They were all 4, every single one.
Oh, we're doing just one roll.
Yeah, we usually just do one.
Okay, so 12 damage.
Okay, 64. All right. What? That is not no. Not 4. Okay. Alrighty. And is that the end of your turn then?
That will be everything.
All right. In the final turn of this combat round, this Hugin warrior rushes out of the darkness towards you, and tries to claw at you. Does a 22 hit you?
Probably
I
not.
want to say no, but the answer is yes.
The first claw does 3 points of damage,
Got you.
but 11 I take misses you for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Alrighty, and that's where we're going to stop for tonight. Because it's after midnight.
I still had fun.
Well, thanks. It was a little discombobulated. I wish I would have prepped more of this, because I thought it was just going to be I was going to do a little other stuff, and I just didn't have the time to prep that, and it just wasn't gelling in my head enough to pull it off like I wanted to. So
Sorry,
That needs to be done having an aneurysm.
I misspoke earlier. It is 16 damage, not 12. I cast it at second level,
okay.
not first.
All
So
right.
just an additional 4 damage.
I got it. All right. So that's where we'll pick off next in 2 weeks.
Wahoo!
All right. Play us out, Jordan.
My guitar's in the other room. I can't do it. Sorry.
All right.
Don't worry,
The
I got
cast
Play
of
us out,
Pixelated
Preston.
Paranormal would like to thank you for listening to this week's episode. Pixelated Paranormal is here to tell you tales of the fantastical, the strange, the unknown. Tales that will move you a little further down the paranormal highway. If you'd like to share your own listener story, we would love to hear it. Email us at pixelatedparanormal@gmail.com. Again, that's pixelatedparanormal@gmail.com. We'd really love to hear from you. Again, thanks for listening to this week's episode of Pixelated Paranormal, your guide to the unusual and the strange.